Hello and welcome to my garden. I wanted to share with you the things that have been going on here. A lot has changed over the past few years, and this is probably the biggest garden I've had, and I'm really excited about it and just the opportunity to grow so much more food. And I'm actually in the process of finishing my greenhouse, so I'm going to turn you around here and just show you the progress I've been making. It's not done. We're just still in the stages of getting the beds filled with soil, laying down our wood chips. These beds were the beds I had made a few years ago. The wood was starting to rot, and I had made them 5 by 5, and it was really hard to get to the center of the bed. So I cut these down when I made these other beds and have small beds along the back. Over here I have the garlic started, and it's looking beautiful. We also do some container gardening. These are food grade buckets that my brother had picked up for me whenever he was working in a restaurant that they were just going to toss. These I'm going to try to plant some potatoes in and some other items that we like to eat just to see how it goes. This is untreated hay. And over here you can actually see it's starting to regrow a bit, so I'm just going to flip it over once I plant it. Here is the greenhouse so far. It is looking beautiful. I'm in love with it. The weekend was pretty nice, so I was getting these windows in. I was doing a little vicariousness with it because I did it by myself without the help of someone, and these could have fallen and broken, but luckily they didn't. My dad's gonna help me get these last 2 in because I was struggling getting them in myself. Over the weekend I also built this shelf. There's gonna be one more tier to it, and this is where most of my plants are gonna sit when it's nice and warm out here for them to grow. These windows I got off of someone on Facebook. Obviously they're old house windows. They're solid wood, so they're easy to just drill right into. Now there's going to be some gappage that we need to fill in, but I like the idea of upcycling something old and making something new with it. We're going to get some more gravel in here, and I'm going to be moving all my garden stuff in here. I have 2 lower shelves that I can get that stuff put on. In here right now we have our brassicas. I have cilantro that I'd started, just seeing how low of a temperature it can handle before it dies. Inside I have the peppers and tomatoes started, and my basil as well. I'm looking to see if I want to start anything else because I'm hoping to maybe sell a few extra starts, just start to cover the cost of expanding the garden, buying the soil, and getting this greenhouse all built. My dad was a big help in building this greenhouse. My husband helped him frame it. My aunt came over and helped me paint it. And my little one helped me paint it as well. You hear her running around. And she loves that I have so many projects outside because she gets to play outside more then. And she's excited about the garden. Her favorite thing to grow in the garden are ground cherries, which I also have started. I count those in my tomato family. I'm going to need to trim this back, but right here is where I have my raspberry bush. Just a small little section, and to be honest, it's one of the things that grows so well. I have blueberry bushes that the birds just instantly eat. I need to find a way to cover them up. But the birds don't seem too crazy about stealing all my raspberries, so we're able to share those, and it grows in abundance of them. When I lay down my mulch, I like to put cardboard underneath it first, so that way I'm not using any plastics in the garden. The soil I like to use is mushroom soil. It keeps a nice moisture content, and that is helpful in the summers that get very hot here. Some summers are very wet. I'm in Pennsylvania, and some summers are very dry. Last summer was very hot too. Some summers are very dry like last year, but the year before was a wonderful summer. I had such a plethora of peppers.
And I'm gonna go
Things are still...
They're my favorite tomato.
And this is my little one with messy braids. This is going to be her garden bed. What kind of things do you want to grow in your garden bed?
Cherries.
We can't grow cherries. What do you want to... Ground cherries, right?
Yeah.
What else?
Baby pumpkin.
She wants to grow baby pumpkins. We're going to do the Jack Be Little. Anything else?
Gigantic pumpkin.
Gigantic pumpkins. We'll probably put those somewhere else. See if we can get some large pumpkins this year. I have my cattle panel over here that I'm going to arch between these two beds. And I also have some cattle panels that are cut up that I might line along the back of here that I can put tomatoes and let those grow up. But yeah, I want to start documenting my gardening experience, the yields that I can get. I don't have a big property. I'm very fortunate and happy with what I do have. A lot of it is shaded. There is more garden beds I could put in, but I also want to make sure the kids still have space to play and run around, because I know I lived in the city and my parents made sure that they got a place that had a plot right beside it that was their yard, and being a kid and playing in the yard is really important. One day I'd love to move to a bigger property, but right now that's just not in the cards, especially with housings being impossible to find and wanting to still be, you know, close to the city. But I'm happy with what I have. My garden is growing. I have my seeds started. I'll learn to be less awkward in the front of the camera. Right now I'm recording on my phone. I'm just trying to see what the quality of the video looks like. I recently learned I can do wide angle on it. Silly me. You can tell I don't play around with it that much. Thank you for joining me in my garden. I hope you come back to see the progress we make, the growth that gets done, and know that you don't need a large property to grow a lot of food. I have 4 garden beds that are about a little over 3 foot by 7, and then a few that are under 2 foot by 5 foot, and I'm hoping to get a good yield. Thank you for joining me. If you'd like to see more from me, subscribe and like this video. Thank you.